Hey everyone, this is Chris. I'm really excited because in today's video, we're gonna be installing a Burger Tuning JB4 on this 2020 Macan S right behind me. First things first, we gotta disconnect the battery. So our car was equipped with a Bose sound system, so we have the Bose subwoofer in the trunk. There's just a couple of screws holding that in, but once we remove it, we can get to disconnecting the battery. So we'll get this subwoofer out of the way, and we've also already removed the spare tire here, which is gonna give us access to the battery tray, where we can disconnect the negative battery terminal. Now, before you get your JB4 installed in the car, you're gonna wanna remove the cover and install your Bluetooth module. So this is connected via the data port that's on the Burger Tuning chipboard, and it's held in by a couple of Phillips head screws on each side, and that makes sure that your data connection is secure. So this is how the board will be able to connect to our phone. Once you've got that connected, you can go ahead and reinstall the cover on the board and make sure that everything is sealed correctly, that no wires are pinched. You do have a weather cap here that needs to be removed, and you might as well put that aside and make sure that the harness doesn't get pinched or the board. Now, taking a look over the rest of our harness, you'll see this is the connector that goes to our OBD connection inside the car. We'll show you how to route that wire. This is gonna be your ground cable. You need this installed if you're gonna be running the boost control module harness and the fuel pressure sensor harness, but I'd recommend installing it anyways, no matter what, because these boards need a good ground. And then this is your fuel pressure sensor harness. This is your boost control module harness. And these two are your map sensor harnesses. So you can't mix them up because one of them is the rainbow patch with the colored wires and one of them is the brown patch. So let's go plug this in on the car. So let's take off the engine cover. And now we're gonna mock up how this harness is gonna route and be installed in the car. So the most important thing is that we get this module out of the way of any weather, debris, or water. And so it's gonna go right here behind the firewall, and that's gonna keep it clear of any possible damage or debris. And then we're gonna start routing around the firewall and around the DME. Then our first rainbow patch sensors will go to our pre-throttle body map sensor. Our brown patch will go to the post-throttle body, and then we can take this harness and move it over to the left side of the motor where we're gonna find our boost control and our fuel pressure sensor. So now we're gonna route the JB4 into its resting place behind the firewall. You can just tuck it in next to the brake fluid reservoir. And there should be enough room down there. And you're gonna take the rest of the harness and it's gonna route behind here and around this weather seal right here. Your ground cable is gonna attach to this ground point right here. And while we're here, we're also gonna connect our data cable that goes to the OBD port inside the car. So that's a simple connection and it gets routed behind. We're gonna clip this into place. But we routed ours around and outside of the car under this trim panel right here. And we're routing it down around the door mechanism and then into the car, into the OBD port, which is up there. And this makes it a really clean install. We don't have to route through the firewall, but it's easily removable should we need to take this off to go back to the dealer. And so you see this car actually has another ground for a radar detector system, but this is where the ground for our Burger Tuning JB4 is gonna go. Our first connection on the harness is gonna be the rainbow patch. That goes to your pre-throttle body sensor, hence T-map, T for throttle. And so the connector actually has 2 points down here closer to the intercooler, but over here there's a good connection as well. So we're gonna disengage this clip, and our jumper harness goes right in. So keep in mind the orientation, these will only go in one way. Engage that lock, and the other end, the male, goes into the car that goes straight to the T-map sensor. Then you've got your brown patch, which is gonna go to our post-throttle body map sensor. Disengage, plug in our piggyback harness, and plug that into the sensor and lock it. Following the rest of the harness, you'll see these two weird plugs. The larger 2-pin is gonna go to our wastegate actuator right here. So we already have this disconnected. Only goes in one way and into the wastegate actuator. And our last fuel pressure sensor is gonna go behind your high pressure fuel pump right here. It might be a little easier to disengage the clip if you have a flathead to pull up on it while you squeeze to disengage it. So there you go, that's our last connection for the JB4. Now we need to route these wires safely away from any heat and away from anything that's spinning or rotating. So keep it out of the way of your fans, keep it out of the way of your belt drive, and maybe even use a couple zip ties to get it perfectly in place, because we don't want this getting burned or chewed up by anything. So now we can put our engine cover back on, make sure everything is in the right place. Put your window cowl on as well. And now we can connect the battery and test the unit to make sure it works. So now once you've loaded up your JB4 app and the unit is completely installed, you're gonna wanna engage key position 2 before the engine's on, but so that the instrument cluster lights up. And that should provide power to the whole powertrain. And then you're gonna wanna connect to the JB4, and your phone should automatically find it using the Bluetooth that it has. Once it's connected, you'll see all the gauge readouts, and you can edit these at any time to any one of the data logging functionalities that the JB4 produces. Under the logs page, you'll be able to find any data logs that you made while driving the vehicle. You can also read and clear codes. Usually after disconnecting the battery, you would get a couple of codes. So we'll see here, we have a couple right here. And now we're just going to delete them. So there you go, a successful read and clear of the fault codes. And then on the settings page, you can see which map you currently have selected, as well as some advanced tuning features, which we won't be touching in this video. So now we can turn the car on and see how these gauges read out. Looks to be working good. Map changing is super easy. You can do it while the car is driving or just from a standstill. Select your map. Map 1 is going to be plus 2 psi over stock. Map 2 is going to be plus 3 psi over stock. And map 3 is going to be plus 4 psi over stock. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are going to be custom tuning maps for water method injection or for testing purposes only. And map 0 is going to be your stock map, which brings you all the way back to the stock tune of the vehicle. So our final numbers in testing come out to a max horsepower gain of 35 wheel horsepower and a max torque gain of 47 foot-pounds. So you can see that there's a lot of new area under the curve, and that means a lot more usable power that we just made with a simple mod of a piggyback tune. So what do those numbers mean on the street? Well, we made a 0.87 second quarter mile improvement. We did other testing metrics such as the 0 to 60 time and 30 to 80 mile an hour measurements, and you can see all those numbers on our site. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, or contact us directly here at Flat 6 Motorsports. We're happy to help you, and we hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.